Sony released a new MLB The Show trailer, and I'm going to break it down and talk about what some of those new features might mean. Alright, what's going on, everybody? MLB The Show fans, there's been a new video, a new trailer released for the game, and it is talking about gameplay additions. And if what is being introduced to us in this trailer is true and is as advertised, there's reason to be excited about the gameplay. Now, before we get into the gameplay, I want to say, from a graphical standpoint, I see some slight improvements, but I don't think I see anything major from a visual standpoint. You guys let me know if you see something that I don't see. A little bit sharper here and there, but overall I don't see anything too mind-blowing. I think, as I've said this before, I think this is really about the fact that this is like the negative side, I'd say, of the carryover save issue. And this is just theory, so this is just a theory. I have a feeling that we won't see a great deal of change in regards to player models and things like that for a while with MLB The Show, because I think it would somewhat disrupt the whole carryover save concept, because you got to be able to transfer the renders from one version to the next. So I don't know, that's just my personal thought. All right, so let's get into the gameplay additions. One of the first things that we see is the new more realistic bat off the ball physics. According to the trailer, which I'm showing you now, I showed you just the actual in-game spots. I'm showing it to you in regular speed, and then I'm going to go back and go over it in slow-mo. But according to the trailer, we now have originally the physics were based off of the ball hitting a wall, and now there's actually the physics are based off of ball hitting the bat. So it's capturing all of the realistic spins that can come off of when a ball hits a bat, and so on and so forth. So you see some of the different trajectories and the slants and the slices that can take place. Now, this could be a big deal because it's going to add potentially more dramatic home runs. You can see some different types of diving catches, some really dramatic situations where balls are hit down the first and third base lines. Is it going to be fair? All kinds of stuff that can come from that. And I don't think that might be something that everybody might not grasp initially when you think about that. So that could be pretty big, right? So I'm really interested to see how that actually plays out. So I'm going to be watching the stream that's going to take place on Thursday to see kind of like a first-hand thing on that. Now, in terms of the humanity AI component, I really like this, and some people I think may not like it, because in the trailer they say it's going to lead to fielders not necessarily going to the exact right place to catch a carom off the wall, just maybe taking a less than perfect path to the ball. And this is obviously CPU controlled players, but sometimes there are times where we're playing and the CPU is somewhat controlling some aspect of what we're doing. So a lot of people may not like this because it could cause for some errors that are not, that you can't change, you can't control them. So it's almost, I don't know how some people look at it, but I like it because I think that it makes CPU controlled players behave more lifelike, and that's a concept that I really like. Now, one area of the game that I thought really needed a lot of improvement was the whole pickoff situation with the leadoff base runners, or the base runners getting the leadoff. That should have been like its own separate little mini game, and I think the show is moving towards that. They're calling it a cat and mouse game, which is the same concept. They didn't get really into it yet, how that's going to work. I expect to see that so much with the Twitch stream that we'll see on Thursday. But they did talk a little bit more about the catcher's throwing meter, which at first I saw and I was like, I don't know. But what I liked is, as soon as the runner takes off, you'll get this icon on the screen that gives you all of the different PlayStation buttons. And obviously it's going to be based off of whatever base the runner is running to. So the triangle is home plate, the box is the square is first base, and so on, X is second base, and the circle probably is third base, or it may be inverted, I'm not sure. But however it goes, you'll hold that button down immediately, and this will get your catcher up out of the crouch and ready to throw. You let it go, let the button go as the meter rises up, and the sweet spot is dictated by the arm strength and accuracy of your catcher. I like that. I mean, it's really, I feel that's really realistic. It, you know, it challenges you to recognize that icon or those icons on the screen as soon as possible, so you can pop up ready to fire. And then how hard you can throw and how accurate depends on the catcher. I like it. I really dig it. I think that is going to be a way where you can really see the benefit of having a catcher who has a strong throwing arm, an accurate throwing arm, the whole nine. So I like bringing that component into the game itself. There's a ton of new animations according to the trailer. More than 350 different batting stances have been added or tweaked. More than 300 pitching motions have been added or tweaked. It's over 1,000 some odd animations in total that have been added. In my opinion, the biggest addition, and this is really quite subtle, but the biggest addition to me is that they're saying that they have now tweaked I guess it's the fielder AI, I don't know, whatever, fielder situation recognition system. I don't even know if that exists, but everybody who's played the show is going to know what I'm talking about when I say this. There are times where there's a slow ground ball, there's a ground ball to shortstop, second baseman, third baseman, and he's got to throw it to first. And for whatever reason, you're hitting the button and trying to make him make an aggressive throw, a quick throw, because you got Billy Hamilton or somebody going down the line, and he kind of just lollipops it over, and it's I have never figured out why it happens sometimes. I mean, I lost a no-hitter once like that. It was just crazy. I can't even count how many times I've given up and allowed a base runner when there shouldn't have been one based off of that. Other times you'll see some lob come over to first base and you're like, what is going on? So now in MLB The Show 17, they are saying that will no longer happen, that you will not see this ridiculous situation where the fielder does not take into consideration what's happening on the field, who's coming down the line. They're going to move, they're going to get the lead out when they're supposed to. So I am really loving that concept. Can't wait to see how that works. It like I said, it hurt several times in the games that I've played that has been a problem. If you look at the trailer really, really thoroughly, you'll see a few little things in terms of ballparks, and the ballpark guys will really, really see this. It'll stick out to them. But I think that might be like a new pitching rubber as well there. But just overall, I mean, I talked a little bit about the graphics on the game not looking too much different. But let's face it, I mean, the show was never it's not a bad looking game. That's not the case anyway. I don't think that the player models are necessarily on par with the other top sports video games out there, but far from being something that is an eyesore or really that even, I would say, hinders the game. It doesn't hinder it too much. The game still is a blast to play, and as long as there isn't anything from a gameplay standpoint that's broken from last year and we're only dealing with enhancements, I fully expect to have another version of the game that plays like a dream. In my opinion, from pure gameplay standpoint, MLB The Show and Pro Evolution Soccer capture their sport as well as, or better than any other sports video game. And yes, that's including NBA 2K, Madden, NHL, all of those different sports games. EA Sports UFC especially. Those games are fun and have good things, and FIFA have great things about them, but they don't capture the sport on the field or on the court or in the rink the way MLB The Show and Pro Evolution Soccer does. So I really give both of those games mad kudos when it just comes to realistic gameplay, because I think those two do it the best of any game. But I am very excited about what's happening here with the show. I'm not going to tell you guys a whole bunch of anything about what I'm going to do in regards to MLB The Show coverage plans once the game is released. I know that my track record for finishing MLB The Show series is as bad as can be. So like I told someone on a stream yesterday, I can show you better than I can tell you. So I'm just looking forward to MLB The Show coming out and getting grinding on some of these modes that I know are going to be probably pretty fun to play. So that's all I got for you in my coverage of this latest trailer for MLB The Show. I appreciate you watching. God bless. Peace.